Yo, what's going on everyone? Sim here with a new style of video for the channel, the Sneak Peek series, where we take a look at upcoming games or newly released games and see how their demos or early access are looking so far. Episode 1 of this series is on a game that is shaping up to be really interesting, Pathologic 3, the third entry in the Pathologic series, a series of narrative-focused open-world mystery games wherein the basic plot is that there is a plague outbreak in a town and the main character has to stop it. Quarantine here is Pathologic 3's demo, with the full game expected to be released later in 2025, although an exact date has not been specified so far. In Quarantine, we play as a doctor tasked with managing the growing plague within the steep town. The plague itself is highly deadly and kills at an alarming rate, which is of course a problem. What is interesting is that some patients afflicted with the plague seemingly are not killed by it, and these people typically have other pre-existing ailments. So it is our job to identify how these ailments are stemming the plague and whether this can be used as some sort of vaccine. The story itself so far is really interesting, but how it is being told is even better. Our playable doctor is recounting the series of events to authorities, and as such there are several moments of unreliable narrator at play as our character searches for a rumoured immortal man living somewhere within the city. What I'm hoping happens with this system is choice consequence. As days are played out, it'd be nice to see our recounting of the story and the choices within impact the later days. The game itself has a sectioned open world wherein you explore several sections of the city and can move between these sections via time gateways. These districts are also varied well, with some being fairly livable whilst others are hostile and rioting. Others are even plague-ridden, with the dead and dying literally scattering the streets, and these are quite terrifying to move through. You have to use your sort of time augment device to fend off the plague and get through unscathed. The entire time you explore the town, you're up against both your apathy and your mania, which are the two sort of main systems at play in this game. These appear to be a juggling act of managing one at the expense of the other. There are also 2 achievements for dying to each of these. Apathy getting too high results in our character just kind of ending things, whilst mania getting too high has our character's heart explode or something. These can be somewhat balanced with the use of medication, alcohol, or even interacting with the world around us, such as kicking dumpsters or pushing seesaws. The core loop of this demo is interacting with 3 patients and diagnosing their ailments. There is even an achievement for getting all 3 correct. To diagnose a patient, we will need to investigate their physical symptoms thoroughly, as well as question them about things such as the conditions that they live in or what they do for work. You may even have to go and see these places yourself to reach an outcome in some cases. From the atmosphere to some aspects of the gameplay, this one is dripping in psychological horror, and I absolutely see why Pathologic 2 is adored. This has been masterfully executed, and I expect nothing less from the developers, whose office was a former morgue. Now, let's wrap this up by looking at the achievements for this demo. There are 14 achievements, and these are largely not too bad. 3 achievements are tied to beating each act of the demo, and the rest are tied to doing random things, such as seeking out wisdom from bulls. Tools of the Trade here is by far the worst achievement, with many reporting it as being temperamental in popping. I got fairly lucky. I followed a fantastic achievement guide by Cobraful, which I've linked below. However, I did have one of the other achievements for talking to all of the main characters be a little bit buggy, and I did have to replay a portion of the game to get that to pop. Overall, Pathologic 3 Quarantine is really cool, and I am very tempted to look into Pathologic 2 before its full release. I was able to get all 14 achievements and perfect this game, which is something I would also recommend doing here, in that the achievements are quite fun to go for. But if you've made it this far, please do like, comment and subscribe. Your support means the world to me, and doing so will get 100% of the achievements in YouTube. And as always, happy hunting.